relocating your fish in the winter is without doubt first and foremost. If you can't find a fish, you're not going to catch. It's as simple as that. And especially on cold winter days, and I class these as high air pressure days, not a lot of wind, really sharp cold day, nice and bright sometimes. They're the days where the fish ball up in tight little areas. And if you're in a match, it's imperative you find those pockets of fish, let's say. And this is the beauty about bomb fishing. That bomb allows you, with stealth, to find those little pockets of fish and massively increase your overall weight. But how do you go about finding these fish? So for a start, as we've talked about the bomb setup, what I've been using, I'm using a 10 gram Olivet. Now, the golden rule without a shadow of a doubt is do not cast that bomb out, especially in match conditions, before the start. It's amazing in matches how different the lake fishes than what it does when you're pleasure fishing. When you're pleasure fishing, the lake's not under any pressure whatsoever and the fish want to feed where they want to feed. And generally, if you're on your own practicing, pleasuring, it's sometimes harder to catch the fish than it is in match conditions. Whereas in matches, there's anglers spread around the lake, all of a sudden the fish herd up for safety, and that's where you can really make the most of that situation. So what I want to do at the start, when the whistle goes, I want to go to a reasonable distance. I've got quite a lot of water in front of me. I could chuck it 50, 60 meters if I want, but I want to progress my way out. But how you use that bomb is the reading point and helping you, the angler, read where the fish are and if there are any fish exactly where you've chucked that bomb on within the vicinity of where that bomb's landed. And what I mean by that is, A, use a really soft quiver tip. Again, I've already mentioned this in my previous video, but it's so important to use the softest quiver tip possible to help you read all those little indications of even the slightest movement of a fish brushing into your line. That gives you that anticipation, knowing that there's some fish there, and then in your head you feel more confident that you can chuck a bomb out with some bait and the chances are it might just go round. That's how important a soft quiver tip is, married with a nice light bomb. Now when I cast this bomb out, what I do not do is sink the line. This is something I have done for years, even to the point where on a really flat, calm day, I will actually Vaseline maybe the first 3 or 4 meters above where the bomb is to make sure that line is floating for as long as possible. And the reason behind that is, if you think about it, a lot of people, they'll cast the bomb out, they'll put the rod down, they'll sink the line, they'll put the rod on the rest, and all of a sudden they get a line bite. How do you actually know where that fish is that's brushed into your line? Whereas if your line is on the surface, the majority of the lines on the surface, you might have a third of the line sinking now as the bomb has hit the bottom and now you're looking at your quiver tip on the rod rest with the line on the surface. If all of a sudden you get a line or an indication, then you can look at where the floating line is, and that can help you determine within a very short, small area where the fish are. Put the clip on. Once you've had that indication, chuck out to the same spot. If you get another liner, bring it back 2 or 3 turns, put the clip on again, so you can really, really accurately locate those fish. That is how you locate fish in the winter. But once you start fishing this area, where you feel that the fish are, don't be surprised that they're going to move, because they will. The more times you chuck in that same spot, the fish may drift off to the left, to the right, even nearer in, even further out. So what I do not do is I leave my clip on. I always fish the bomb with a free running line. All I do is mark the line from where I started, so I've got a starting point, and usually that is the distance where I will then feed, and then I will start searching for the fish further out as they back away from the noise and disturbance. So always bear that in mind when you're winter fishing with a bomb. Start a little bit shorter, work your way out and progress the day by feeling your way along, because fish will move and you have to find them. You have to relocate them to carry on catching, and that is how you catch loads of fish with a stealth approach using the bomb.